You're back. I'm so excited that you're here. Now, Zed told me you might not come today. Zed, get over here. They came back. We're going to draw some cartoons today. Oh, by the way, my name is Cartooning. You're watching Cartooning with Duane. And go get the paper, go get the pencils. Zed, I told you they were going to come back. Come back in just one moment. Let's draw some cartoons together. Welcome back. We have some friends here in studio set to draw some cartoons. I have my marker. I'm excited. But before I do anything else, before I forget, they are coming to you from Claymont Elementary School. They gave me a t-shirt, so I had to have them on the show. So right now we have in studio, we have London, we have Jax, we have Addie, Alden, and Lucas. They are set to draw some cartoons. Let's make sure they're ready. Let's test them out right now. All right, guys, hold up your markers. Let them know you're ready. All right, grab your paper, and then at home, make sure you have something to draw with and something to draw on, because we're going to draw 3 cartoons right now, and these 3 cartoons are going to have only one thing in common. These 3 cartoons that I'm going to draw right now, and you're going to draw as well, are 3 things that I am scared to death of. 3 things that I'm scared of. Number 1, is everyone ready? First of all, we're going to draw 2 little circles. So follow along with me. Make sure you draw 2 little circles, and then don't guess what it is just yet. And then we're going to draw a circle just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and then we're not done yet. I draw happy cartoons. Why? I'm a happy guy, so I'm going to draw a great big smile, just like that. Have you figured out what we're drawing yet? Do you have any idea at home? Because they don't know in the studio right now. So let's see if we can figure this out together. And then 2 little dots. Because even though this is going to be something that I'm really afraid of, I'm going to make sure he's looking really cute. And then the one thing that helps, it helps me when I draw cartoons, might help you too. I always stick out my tongue just a little bit whenever I'm drawing. Been doing it since I was a little boy. I still do it now. So if you're probably guessing, yes, I am scared to death of frogs. I do not like frogs at all. So right now, I'm going to be drawing a frog. And then I'm going to be drawing my nice little frog. He's going to be on a lily pad. I'm going to draw some water right behind that. And I'm going to give my frog just a couple of spots. You don't have to if you don't want to, because remember, when you draw cartoons, you get to be the boss. So my cute little frog is going to have a couple of spots on him. And believe it or not, this is something that I am really afraid of. I do not like frogs at all. So our first cartoon is done. And right now, all my friends in the studio right now, they're going to hold up their drawings to the camera so everyone at home can see how good they did. All right, I flipped to a new sheet of paper. Everyone in the studio, flip to a brand new sheet of paper. At home, grab a brand new sheet of paper. We're not done yet because I have something else that I'm really afraid of. And then to draw this, I'm going to draw a great big cloud. And this one's going to be really easy. And even though it's really easy, it's probably really easy because we have some really smart kids in the studio right now, all the way from Claymont Elementary. And thanks to their principal, he gave me a free t-shirt. So we have our great big cloud. And I'm going to make not a happy cloud at all. I'm going to draw the letter V right there because this is going to be a very mean looking cloud. Because another thing that I am scared to death of, I do not like thunderstorms at all. My dog always crawls under the bed when a thunderstorm happens and he always has a friend. I'm right there too. So we need two little circles. Just like that. This is going to be a really mean cartoon. And then two little dots. And then whenever I think of something really mean, something that's showing all of its teeth, I think of, not a cloud, I think of my sister. My younger sister, Amanda, who's now a teacher. But she wasn't always a teacher. She used to be my younger sister who always got mad at me for everything, even though I did nothing wrong. So when I think of someone that's really mad about something I did, I think of my sister. So I'm going to draw great big teeth. And let me say this before my sister gets mad at me, my sister is much prettier than this mean cloud. And then what do we have coming out of our great big mean cloud? Oh my goodness. It's going to be that lightning that I do not like to see at all. So there's my cloud, there's my lightning, and a couple of raindrops. Now, normally raindrops do not scare me unless they come with clouds and a thunderstorm. All right, well, we're finishing that up. My friends in the studio, hold up your clouds so everyone at home can see them. See how good they did? See how amazing those are? I'm sure they're just amazing at home right now, but we're not done. One more left to go. So grab a brand new sheet of paper. We're going into the home stretch right now. Can you believe we've already drawn 2 cartoons? One more left to go. And this one, I'm just going to need a circle, a great big circle, because I'm going to be drawing a great big head. And if there's something I know a lot of, it's having a great big head. So after I draw that, I'm going to draw 2 little circles just like that. This will be the third thing that I'm really scared of. And then 2 little dots. Nice little nose. And then the face is going to kind of look like that. So, ooh, a big squiggly line and a couple of teeth. And then since I'm drawing a cartoon and it's going to be really scared of something, what should the hair be doing? Straight up. So straight up is my hair. That way anyone looking at our drawing can see that they are really scared of something. What are they scared of? Just one moment. I'm going to draw that right now. I'm going to draw one hand just like that. And it's going to be holding something. So I'm kind of drawing a picture of me right now holding something. What on earth could I be holding that I am very afraid of? Well, let's draw that right now. And to draw that, I'm going to make sure to write ever so neatly. I'm going to write this down. Can you read that at home? Report card. I was always scared to death to give my mom and dad my report card because I always wanted to do my best in school. And if you've been watching along, you know that I never did my best. I was always too busy doing two things, talking and drawing cartoons. But I always wanted to really have a good report card, make mom and dad proud of me. So even though these weren't my grades, and they better not be my son's grades, I'm going to write F, F, F. Because that was always my big fear of having a report card that was all Fs. Luckily, it never happened. Just like it never happened to all my friends in the studio right now. I'm told they are so smart. It's just A's straight down that report card. All right, guys, we're done. Hold up those drawings one more time at home so everyone can see them. And then thank you very much for joining us right now. Come back in just one moment. Let's draw some more cartoons. Joining us in the studio right now via telephone, we have a cartoonist, a mom, and an author. She is Terry Liebenson, and she is the creator of the comic strip that just ended this year, Pajama Diaries, one of my wife's favorites. And she's also the author of the Young Adult Reader series, Emmy and Friends. Super talented, super nice, and my wife's favorite cartoonist in the world. Terry, thank you for being here today.
Hi, it's great to be here on your show. Hi, Duane.
Now, what you might not know is that Terry began her career writing and drawing greeting cards. So, Terry, my question is, from greeting cards to drawing a comic strip and now being a best-selling author, are your daughters impressed by any of that?
To answer that question, my daughters are definitely true teenagers. They were impressed for about a minute after my first book got published, and then they went back to watching The Bachelor. As for the strip, they grew up with it, so that's pretty much all they've known. So I'm not sure if they know whether to be impressed with that or not. And as for greeting cards, as my kids grew up, I actually had to hide most of them from them because I did a lot of off-color ones. Although now they might seem pretty tame to them these days.
And then, Terry, what is one thing that you just love to draw more than anything else in the world?
What I love drawing the most, I love drawing girls and women, which is a great thing since I write books about girls and women for the most part, as well as my comic strip. Women are just very fluid and curvy in my mind compared to men, so I think that's why I just love drawing them.
And then what is one thing that you just don't like to draw at all and you will avoid drawing at all costs?
I avoid drawing, if I can, cars and bikes and anything related to transportation because it pretty much gives me hives.
And then what do you fret about more? Do you worry more about the writing or do you worry more about the drawing? Which gives you more worries?
It's definitely writing. You just never know where it's going to take you, and that can be the fun part of it as well because it's always full of surprises. When I'm drawing, it's a little more second nature and mindless to me, so that could be actually kind of relaxing.
And then for those of you that may or may not know, Terry drew her comic strip, The Pajama Diaries, for over 14 years. It was syndicated to newspapers all over the country, and she made the very hard decision to stop drawing the comic strip and move on to writing more children's books and young adult books for young girls. So, because you are a role model, because you are a mother, maybe in the audience right now there's a young girl and maybe she needs some motherly advice. Maybe she doesn't want to be an author, illustrator, or cartoonist, but she might have that one special dream. What is some advice that you can give to all the young ladies that are watching right now that will help them pursue whatever dream they have?
Be persistent and be daring. So I grew up shy and timid, but I was really persistent in going after my dreams. It was one thing I didn't compromise on, and neither should you. Also, you are funny, smart, and beautiful. Don't forget that.
Believe it or not, our time is all up. Terry, thank you very much for joining us today. Best of luck with the continued success for all of your books. And I was able to draw something during that interview. It is something that my wife cannot stand at all. It is a morning person. Because since Terry draws the pajama diaries, I thought I would draw Zed in his pajamas. And as you can see, Zed, when he wakes up in the morning, is always happy, just like me. And that drives my wife crazy. So I hope you're a morning person too. Come back in just one moment. We got a lot more fun to do. Can you believe this show is almost over? I had so much fun with you being here today, but before you leave, before we say goodbye, I have a little inspiration and a cartoon for you. We put them together and you get Toonspiration. Now this Toonspiration comes all the way from a whole nother country, lovely country of Canada. Because many, many years ago, there was a young man named Todd, and Todd had one dream in his whole life. He wanted to be a baseball player. He was really good at sports, something I know nothing about. And he played baseball, and he was really good. And he also liked to draw comics, which he enjoyed just for fun. And he was so good at baseball, he got to go to college for free if he agreed to play baseball for them, and he got to study art. But his dream was to go to the pros. He wanted to be a pro baseball player. And what do you think happened? Well, he was playing a game and he got hurt. Couldn't be a baseball player anymore. So what could he do? He could be a comic book artist. Now, he didn't know how to do that. The one thing he did know better than anyone else was he knew that if he just kept trying and not giving up, he would be a comic book artist. So he started drawing cartoons and sending them to comic book publishers all over the country, and every single one of them said no, did not bother him. He just kept drawing. He did that for a couple of years, 700 times. 700 no's. Now, could you hear the word no 700 times? He did. And it didn't bother him one bit. He just kept trying. Well, the name of that artist was a young man named Todd McFarlane. And Todd McFarlane started drawing Batman. He started drawing Spider-Man. He drew a comic strip called Spawn. Spawn has been running in comic books for over 300 issues. He holds the record now for longest running comic book by a single creator, all because he just did not give up. And parents, this is where I'm talking to you for just one moment. You have to let your kids fail. You have to let them experience a little bit of disappointment and tell them to just keep trying. You can't fix all their problems for them. As a parent, I know we would love to, but sometimes you have to let them fail so they try on their own. That way, whenever they succeed, you can be that much more proud of them. Hopefully you're proud of them while they're trying too. So, I was able to draw really quickly. I was able to draw my best friend in the whole world, Zed, purchasing a comic book. And if I had a little more time, you better believe that would be one amazing looking comic book, but our time is almost over. So, you know what I'm gonna say next. Put down all your drawings. Go outside. Get some fresh air. Play. Maybe play some baseball. and then come back inside, draw some cartoons, and I cannot wait to see you again.
Thank you, Claymont. You're the best.